Yo, yo, yo.
I'm about to say yo first, my nigga. What the fuck?
Go ahead, say yo.
Nah, fuck that. Yo, we here, man. This is Brooklyn Boyz Radio. How y'all doing today?
Back again with another Wizake.
Yo, what episode is this? 20?
I think this is episode 30.
Oh, 30? We made it to 30?
30 pairs of sneakers.
Shit, we got a lot more. Yo, that's what's gonna be the death of us, these niggas. What's
good?
Ain't nothing, my nigga. I'm chilling.
Biggest part of the budget is the goddamn sneakers.
It's sneakers. I just bought 2 pairs of sneakers this Friday.
Man, listen. Yo, shout out to my man from I Am the Brand.
I Am the Brand. Oh yeah.
He just hit us with some fire.
Yo, you can pass those. Let me see those and those over
let me
there.
get them Banksy joints, man. On the real, cause these joints right here is flavor. You know.
My man Rock from QB.
Now check it out, right? So my all-time favorite sneaker before the Jordan 1s, because I think the Jordan 1s are the new Converse Chuck Taylor. I love me some Converse Chuck Taylors. You know what I'm saying? And these right here, look at these Banksies. These joints. Matter of fact, when my song came on,
Yeah, definitely.
he had some of these joints. These joints is flavor.
He got a lot of joints, man. Like from back in the day, I met him a long time ago at an Uncle Murder video shoot. And he had like I'm Brooklyn, I'm QB. He had all these shirts and shit like that. And
Oh, I remember them shirts.
Yeah. So these are joints that he gave me right here, and I copped these from him.
Black owned. Support your own.
Yeah, I believe he came and looked out for us and gave us a free pair. But I believe in also putting money back into people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? So I know Moe copping another pair. So
Word to
shout
mother.
out to I Am the Brand. Clothing and all that. Check him out. We'll put his YouTube and all that on the screen and all that shit. So
some fire. Make sure y'all go get them flames, man. Like I said, black owned. Support the people. Appreciate you, my G.
Yo, on some sad news, I don't want to get people feeling crazy. Your time went out, brother. I don't see none on your clock. But on some sad news, my man brought a bootleg clock. But it don't even matter if the bootleg clock. Cause the sad news is this.
Does it have an alarm?
This will be our last episode of Brooklyn Boyz Radio. So
this will be our last episode of Brooklyn Boyz Radio.
You didn't know?
What the fuck is you talking about?
This is the last episode of Brooklyn Boyz Radio.
I was not aware. Let me hear where he goes with this. Go ahead.
I'm just tired of these selfish motherfuckers like Moe. And this is the last episode that I will be on Brooklyn Boyz Radio. And April Fools.
Listen, like I said, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna see what the fuck goes with this dumb shit. Like, okay.
It's April Fools today, y'all. So you know what I mean. Fuck it. I was trying to do that shit from 5 Heartbeats. And he said, "Yeah, this is my last days of 5 Heartbeats." Duck, don't do this here. That's one of my favorite movies, by the way. 5 Heartbeats. I know that shit like the back of my head. But nah, man, what's up, baby?
Chillin', bro.
You feeling good today? You came in with a halo on your head, like an angel head?
Yeah, it's Sunday. I went to brunch, came through mimosa'd up, but
Yeah, we can't have this nigga. We can't have Mimosa Moe, B.
See, I came in aware that I was mimosa'd up, so I would be alright.
We got Mimosa Moe today, bro. I'm just letting y'all niggas know what type of person we dealing with, what kind of show this is gonna be. So we
I'm good.
Today's Mimosa Moe, B.
I'm good, man. I'm in good spirits, man.
Well, that's always a good thing when you're in good spirits, B.
I'm in good spirits. Life is good. God is great,
Life is good and God is great. But let me jump into this real quick. Because I love watching basketball, but I just heard about this a couple weeks ago. A couple days ago, you told me you heard about it a couple weeks ago. I didn't see this. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, Jordan Poole from the Golden State Warriors took out Ice Spice on a date. They said he spent $500K.
I think that's bullshit. I'm dead serious.
And hopefully, it may not be, bro.
It is bullshit, because I'm going to tell you this. Rappers lie a lot, bro. Athletes lie a lot. Celebrities lie a lot, bro.
Okay.
And it's because they want to continue to stay up on this pedestal. It's like when a rapper tells you they paid $150,000 for a chain. That's always a lie.
Right, but okay,
always a lie, bro. It's always a lie. And the truth is, most times dudes pay 30, 40 grand. Sometimes not even 15, 17 grand for a chain, and they sit here and they tell you it's like when wait, hold on. You know how you go to the jewelry store and you be like, "Can I see this thing in the display case?" and then they're like, oh yeah, and you say, how much is it? And you look at the price tag that's on it, and they'd be like $10,000, and they'd be like, oh, it's $3,000. This shit is all bullshit, bro.
And I hear you, but let's say he spend $100K on the date. Is that crazy or not?
Yeah, it's crazy. Definitely, it's definitely. But is it crazy? But is it crazy because
for Ice Spice? Now I think she look like Annie. I love how she look. Right.
I think that I cannot. It may be crazy to me, but it may not be crazy to him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And I think that's also part of the issue. A lot of times is that people who are not in the same financial bracket make a judgment on what that person is doing.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think somebody? Well, she's from the Bronx, right?
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to the Bronx.
Ace don't like the Bronx. My man Ace General.
She's from the Bronx. She's a pretty beautiful girl. I think she look like Annie to me. She remind me of Annie. That's why
she's cute.
She
she looks like a little girl to me. She's cute though.
And she's coming up and she getting money. Do you think when you dating somebody that is getting money that the date should be expensive, more expensive because they probably used to other things, or you should just do whatever you feel?
I think to each is her own, and you should do whatever you feel. And I think that it's all on your approach. You know, some guys like to lead with their wallet. Some guys don't. You understand? And if you're that type of man, more power to you, bro. It's not necessarily my thing, but if that's what you do, more power to you.
Okay. Shout out to Jordan Poole and Ice Spice if that's true.
Shout out to Jordan Poole for continuing to set unrealistic expectations. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because the problem is, it's not even that he did that for Ice Spice. It's just that a lot of these regular chicks are going to hear about that story, and then they're going to compare with every man that they deal with to that. That's the issue.
Listen, man. Like I said, shout out to Ice Spice. I think she's a very beautiful girl. But
I think you're cute, Ice Spice.
All the chicks from the Bronx is not gonna want.
Are they not? They're not.
The Bronx, though, bro.
They're not gonna want it. What they're gonna want and what they're gonna get are two totally different things. But I can't say they're not gonna want it.
Yeah.
You know, once again, the bar has been set even higher.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Well,
Because and the crazy thing to me is like, you know, you see things like this and females are like, oh, yeah, he did this for her. I got to find a man to do that. But then when a woman goes above and beyond for a man, I'll hear y'all saying, oh, she did that for him. I need to do this. You know?
Well, check this out, man. When you talking about wallets, you know, I was looking at this thing. You know, we always like to
Ghostface, bulletproof wallets.
We always like to talk about to bring celebrity news in 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Get that out the way first. Shout out to Ghostface and them. Like, I'm a big avid fan of the Wu-Tang Clan series. That's
I like the Wu joint too.
The Wu joint is
I like the Wu joint too.
It shows nostalgic.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, it shows how Wu-Tang, y'all was some weird ass niggas, bro. Y'all niggas was weird as fuck. And once again, that also goes to show the illusion of rap, because y'all was some weirdos, bro. And the world saw y'all as so cool, but y'all niggas was weird as fuck, bro. Like, seriously.
I like Wu-Tang.
I did too.
That shit was
I like the Wu, but you know. Shout out to my man, Bebo from Staten Island.
They, you know, I love that story, man. That series is like one of my best series that I'm watching on the show.
And it showed me how bugged out of a nigga Ghostface was, bro. Ghost is bugged
I don't know how much
out.
is true about that. You know, because I seen Ghost and Ray talking about it. It was like, yo, that not all that shit is true.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's probably loosely based around.
I write for television, so I know a lot of that shit is tweaked. Yeah, but I just mean personality-wise, if that's really Ghost is bugged out, bro.
You know, like, shout out to them, man. That shit, you know, I love that show. I'm mad that this is the final season because I think they could have had a lot more stories to tell with that. Wu-Tang just being so iconic as they've been for the culture and just for hip-hop, period, around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Cuban Links is still one of my favorite albums, man.
Yeah. A lot of bangers on that.
Cuban Links is like, you know, this stories is just crazy. It's bugged out, man. RZA was just crazy, but he was like a crazy, weird genius. Like,
he's a mastermind.
Mastermind in his own right. You know what I'm saying?
And I think, and I'll tell you this, coming from somebody who led a collective, what was so amazing about what RZA did is that he brought all these different personalities together. That shit is not easy, bro.
And made it work.
But this is what I'm saying. That shit is not, and the Wu is still together to this day. Like, bruh, that is not easy to do.
Yeah, and made this shit work, man.
Yeah,
And the story is amazing, man.
And especially when you're dealing with people who achieve in different levels of success, and you're dealing with ego, and you're dealing with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not easy to keep a collective together. So, you know, salute the RZA for that.
Yeah, if y'all didn't check it out on Hulu now or on your Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? The Wu-Tang series, Wu-Tang Clan story, man.
Word, but let me ask you a question. What'd you think of the season finale of Godfather Home? I
knew Michael X was gonna get killed.
How'd you know? I ain't tell you.
Because he.
I know.
That shit was crazy, man. I'm a sensitive nigga when I watch TV. I want people to think that I'm crazy, but tears be coming out my eyes for certain shit.
Cause you a bitch.
Alright, cool, whatever, nigga. When I seen that Malcolm scene again, because you know, of course, we saw it when Spike Lee did it, and Denzel back in the day. Seeing it all over again, and you know, the story, it was just like, damn, man, like they killed this nigga Malcolm and shit.
But you know, to me, what was the most beautiful thing about Godfather Home's depiction of Malcolm X's murder is that we were one of the only ones that were brave enough to not just point the finger at the Nation of Islam, right? By the time it occurred, by the end and that season finale, you didn't know whether it came from the FBI, whether it came from the CIA, or whether and that's something. Whenever you saw Malcolm X's murder depicted, people always just pointed the finger at the NOI. When the truth is, there were so many nefarious forces that were taking threats on Malcolm's life. You know.
Yeah, I wasn't clear. I was still.
Yeah.
It was just sad to see shit happen.
When we sat in the room, you know. I said if at the beginning of us doing the writers' room, I said my hopes by the time we're done with this is that we don't just point the finger at the NOI. And the reason being is because with all the research that we had done, all the books I had read, you know, there was so much evidence that it could have came from the CIA or it could have came from the FBI. And I just wanted to do justice to that. Like, let's stop, especially since, all these years later, the two guys that were arrested for Malcolm, they were released and proven that there wasn't even them.
It was them. That was crazy too. I've seen that. They just got exonerated. But even talking about that, I want to talk about that show. I was going to go into something else, but let's go back to the shows real quick. I want to shout out RIP to my man from
Jerome.
Jerome, man. Snowfall.
That hurt.
That hurt me. I cried, nigga.
You was a bitch. But yeah.
Yo, my man Jerome caught one, man.
But you know what I loved about that though?
Oh my God, my man Jerome, son.
There's a lot I loved about that. For one, I love the fact that in that moment when Jerome died, and you heard Franklin he went back to being a child again.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand? Yeah, and because there's something that I always say, which is no matter how much money you get, no matter how much fame you get, nothing is ever going to make your father become your son. You understand what I mean? And Jerome was always a father figure to him. So, and I think the money and the power kind of blurred those lines for a moment there. But I love the fact that
what's baby girl name in the Jerome wife?
Louis. Yeah,
they should have killed Louis punk ass.
Hell yeah, they should have blew her top off.
Blew her fucking head off, man. I would have rather her die than Jerome die.
And
it's her fault too. A lot of this shit happening.
Yeah, but
she's still blaming my man Franklin.
But you and I know that happens a lot. That a woman is behind the destruction of the union or the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like
she made Jerome in this shit go against his family.
But that and that's only because Jerome loved her. But what's sad is right before Jerome died, Jerome snapped out of it.
It was like, yo, I'm tired.
Yeah, like I'm tired of this. I'm not going against my like you got me going to war with my family.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro.
You know, but I can't also say that I love the fact that even though they was at each other's head, like they just wouldn't kill each other.
Yeah, but he still went back for Louis though.
Yeah, of course he would because it was true love.
Yeah, but he knew how much his uncle loved him. He couldn't allow that shit to happen.
Yeah, I mean, was it that or was he just trying to
it's definitely that.
set up the chess pieces?
He said some other shit. But you saw his face in the car.
I know.
And he was like, yo,
I can't do that.
I gotta go back for he had to figure it out. He couldn't let this shit happen. So shout out to Snowfall. I'm mad that's ended to the season.
I honestly believe that Snowfall at the moment in time is the best urban tale. It's the best urban drama on television. What do you think about Power Ghost? Ghost Book 2. A Power Book 2.
It's not like the other shows we're talking about.
What do you mean? It's trash?
I think I don't know if it's trash. It's entertaining for people, right? But if you come from a certain place, it's fantasy.
I think it's trash.
You know, it's fantasy.
And when I say I think it's trash...
The numbers don't say it's trash.
No. When I say I think it's trash, I don't know, bro. Like,
it's not power.
When I watch it, I don't think there's any real thought, bro,
yeah, it's not power.
into putting that storyline together. I feel like it's just a bunch of people in the room like, yo, let's just drop shit out the sky and let's just pull anything out of our asses, bro. Like,
yeah, it's not. It's definitely not. It's definitely not the original Power. I heard Amari Hardwood talking about he's trying to figure out a way they could put him back in, maybe like as a ghost, like come back.
Maybe Ghost could come back a ghost.
Yeah. Well, since we
Tariq, stop selling drugs at college.
Since we on this time, it would have been nice though to bring his ass back.
It would have.
To bring his ass back for real, like they never killed him.
I think
he faked his death all this time.
I think
shit.
bringing Omari back, because the show is not serious at all, bro.
Yeah.
It's not. I think bringing Omari back would bring some type of level. Like, I think it would ground the show a little more.
Yeah, Omari was dope in that show.
Yeah, Omari was dope as fuck.
I don't see him in more shit though, like, you know what I mean?
I think that's why he doubling back. He thought that he was gonna go out there and life was gonna be easy. Listen, that acting world ain't easy, man.
Easy, definitely, especially for black motherfuckers.
But I don't blame him at the same time, because an actor doesn't want to get typecast. After you play the same role for so long, you know, you kind of get typecasted sometimes. So I don't blame him for going out there and, you know, and trying to explore. But
trying to explore some shit. I did see, since we on this topic, since we going here before I go into the rest of my celebrity news, seeing Suge Knight was saying that he wants to do Suge Knight gets a biopic of his life, kind of like BMF, which that just ended too. I thought that's my show too. But I think that'll be very interesting, right? Like for me, I know the story's been told a few times.
I was just about to say that.
It's been told a few times, but from a Suge Knight perspective, I think there's a lot that could be told and other things that didn't get touched on. So I think it would make good for a good biopic. And they just said the judge just gave him, 15 years less or something like that on the sentence?
Shave 15 years off the sentence.
So he might be home soon and Suge might have a job.
But yeah, I mean, I think it would just have to be approached from a different perspective. Like,
we never really heard Suge's story, where he came from, how he...
I mean, we've heard it not detailed, right? Like, we heard he used to play football. We heard that he was a bodyguard, right? But we didn't hear the in-depth story of how it went from football to him becoming a bodyguard, to him getting involved in the music industry. So it could be interesting, but I do also believe that there's a danger of, this is a story we've heard a million times.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stories like that we heard a bunch of different times, and it came out different. They got different stories, different depictions of it. This won't be the only one. It's plenty of stories like that. And we saw movies. We never saw a series. Mm-hmm. Series, and
series allows you to get more in depth.
It's two different things. So I think it could be a great story, because I think Suge was even around in NWA days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
he was.
It's a lot to talk about, B.
My God, yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. So look, man, that's just great television and stuff that we like to watch. And
one more thing. What you thought of? I know you've been watching Swarm.
Yo, bro. This nigga right here came to my crib the other day for 4 hours. I don't know what he came, but for 4 hours he had me watching this Beyonce crazy girl.
Swarm.
Yo, B. I'm only up there.
You liked it though.
No, I don't know if I liked it, but I know it kept me intrigued. Like, I gotta see what this crazy broad gonna do, right? I know it kept pulling me back. I don't know if I necessarily because I couldn't believe the stuff that was happening, like, and how people let this person do this. Like, it didn't make any sense. But I'm gonna finish watching it.
You know what it is? I think it was just different, right? For urban content, I just think that it was just a different perspective, a different approach. I mean, something totally different. It's totally left of. Usually, when it's our content, it's drug dealing, it's this. And I just think it was just something fresh and unique. That's one thing I have to give Donald Glover. His approach is definitely unique. He brings something new, to urban storytelling. Definitely give him that.
Yeah, it was definitely different, and I definitely got to go back to it, because I got to see what happens to Shorty, who's gonna stop her. It's just bugged out. I don't know what people was mad about the Haley Bailey. What's her name? Chloe. What's her name? Chloe or
Chloe,
Haley?
I think Chloe Bailey.
Chloe Bailey. Okay, cool. I'm not sure, but
The sex scene.
the sex scene. I ain't seen nothing crazy in it. My man Franklin was behind it, like. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing crazy in the sex scene.
I mean, it was graphic. It was like, you know, Halle Berry Monsters Ball. But then again, like that's art, bro. That's film. Like,
yeah,
what do you
I
expect?
I think she did a good job.
It's
too, like,
it's a depiction of life. So if it's a sex scene, it's gonna look like sex.
and that was cool. I didn't see. I don't know why people were talking about it, but it is what it is. People like to talk about certain shit. But I guess we're gonna wrap up our TV our TV joint. We're gonna go into music real quick. So
Could you possibly rewind and come
oh
again?
God, I got something for y'all coming too, but we're gonna talk about it another time. But yeah, I see Jay-Z is now worth $2.5 billion.
Interesting.
Well, shout out to Jay-Z, man. 2.5 billion. That's a lot of bread, though.
It's a lot of paper.
That's a lot of paper. There's a lot of other niggas that's richer.
Big smiling down from the heavens,
That's
man.
a lot of paper, though.
Big smiling down from the heavens.
That's a big accomplishment. So shout out to Jay-Z and you know and what he built over there at Rock Nation and you know all his other endeavors. And
Making them pay for what they did to the Cold Crush.
100%.
Keep going, Jay.
Yeah. Jay, man, you can still go get another 10 though. So come the richest black nigga out there for real. You probably the richest. No, probably one of the richest.
He's
now.
the richest. He's the richest rapper.
Right? Look, get all of it, bro. Get all of it. Show our kids they can do it too. Be an example that they can go out there and go get it too, and they can come from where we come from, and still achieve that level of success, that level of wealth, that level. You know what I mean? That's money. His kids gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a dope thing and dope accomplishment. But I saw an interesting topic. We should have brought this up a week ago. I wasn't gonna bring it up because I don't really like talking about it too much. But I said I bring it up on the show since everybody was talking about it. It was they was talking about verses, and it was talking about 50 Cent versus Lil Wayne. 20 songs, 20 song verses, right? And could 50 Cent compete with Lil Wayne in the 20 song verses? Now, to me, we know Wayne is a rhyme god, especially.
I don't even know about the whole rhyme god thing.
And Wayne is dope. I think
I'm not saying he's not dope.
Exceptionally nice.
I'm not saying he's not dope. I'm just saying I don't know about the whole rhyme god.
Oh, okay. You know, that's your opinion. I think Wayne is a rhyme god. But I also believe, even though Wayne is a rhyme
But
god.
does 50 have more hits?
And I think 50 could smoke Wayne in the battle. And not if not smoking.
Because a lot of Wayne's hits,
20 songs.
A lot of Wayne's hits are features too.
It doesn't matter if it's a feature or not. It's just that 20 songs, yo, Get Rich or Die Trying alone. Like, it's too many records. 50 got too many classic records, B. Like, he got hit records. I think 50 would give Jay a run for his money.
I don't know about that.
No, we talking about 20 songs.
I don't know about that.
20 songs back to back?
Nah.
Come on, bro.
No way, bro. No way.
Y'all gotta remember, this nigga had a good 4 or 5 year run.
But you
with
gotta
3 albums.
I hear you, but Jay had a run since
we're only talking
since like 90.
Listen, I would never disrespect the God and Jay-Z.
Yeah, bro.
Awesome. But when we talk, I think people don't remember. We're talking about 20 songs. So if you put 20 songs back to back, we're not talking about 25, 21, 30, 40. We're not talking about going in depth in those type of waters. We're talking about 50 was also a mixtape king that still got mixtape records. He still could use some of his TV records. Like, 20 songs?
Nah, I get it. I'm just saying that I think
You gotta think about 20 songs, Tico.
I'm not having it.
I'm
20
not
songs.
having it either.
We got, you know what? Maybe we gotta do. I'd rather see a 50 Jay-Z battle than a 50 Wayne battle. I think it make more sense.
That don't even make sense, bro. 50,
I don't
50
think
Wayne
50 and
make more sense
nah.
than 50 Jay-Z.
Two different type of music.
Yo, bro, I don't even know if
Hell
Drake
no.
could go against Jay-Z, bro. Like
Blueprint.
this is
Now,
what I'm
Blueprint,
saying.
yo,
Like
Blueprint could keep up with Get Rich or Die Trying.
reasonable doubt.
Reasonable
Yeah,
doubt.
right.
Reasonable doubt.
But we only talking
Like,
about
Blueprint 2.
No, listen,
Bruh.
We right about all that, but what I'm saying to you is, we still talking about 20 songs. So if we talking about 20 songs, it's not like we could go on to more albums. It's 20 songs. I still put Big against anybody.
Yo,
for
bro,
20
Big
songs.
Big could go up against anybody for 20.
For 20
Life
songs.
after death alone, bro.
Could go after for
Could
20.
go
Yeah, for 20.
Like,
So that's what we talking
just play
about.
life after death, track after track. Like,
I still think Big could do it right now to anybody for 20 songs. So maybe I don't know. I think 50 could battle any of the top.
yo,
niggas.
Big, man. Appreciate you, bro.
So in some relationship shit, we like to bring up a little relationship type news sometimes here and there. I was having a conversation with a young lady, and I think this is just the man in me. Maybe I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Our conversation was like, doesn't matter when where and when a man proposed to you, and how expensive when he does propose to you a ring should be or not expensive. Now my answer was, I don't think it matters. If you want to propose you when you get up in the morning out of bed, is it the job is just to propose to you and give you the ring? Is he supposed to set up? And she was kind of telling me like, nah, he should know like her dream proposal is in front of her family,
okay.
or like, you know what I mean? She might want to go away and do it.
Should it matter? No.
Okay.
Does it matter? Yes. Now, does it matter to them? Which
To
is
women, yeah,
to the
yeah.
women, definitely.
I
but
think to men,
but,
men give a shit.
but but it's not even just that. Like let's go into the reality of it all. First of all, they say that the engagement ring should be 1/3 of your salary, right? So if a man makes $100,000 a year, that's $33,000. So not only does a man have to go spend a large chunk of what he makes on buying this ring, but on top of that, you expect him to shell out even more. And I compare it to, if a man takes you out on a date and he's paying for dinner and he's paying for the tickets to the show and all of this, does he have to pay for your outfit and pay for your nails and your manicure and your pedicure and all this? Yeah, we did. You understand? And I get it. I get it. A woman wants to be catered to. I think that the reason that it's about how he proposes is more about these days, the whole social media thing and just showing it off rather than the truth of the fact that the man is asking you to spend the rest of your life, spend the rest of his life with you. He's asking to spend the rest of his life with you, which is what's truly important.
Well, I get it. For me, if we talk about the ring expense, right? Like you said, 33,000, right?
That's for a man that makes $100,000 because
right?
the cost is supposed to be 1/3.
A third. To me, why would you go in debt on a ring? I'm not saying I buy a nice ring, and I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just like to think for the masses of people, right? I don't never want to think for me, yourself, somebody else. I want to think for masses of people. I'd rather you go take that money and go buy a house or buy multi.
Here comes the Instagram idea. Yo, bro, listen.
That's no, it's not an Instagram idea.
Bruh.
This is how I feel.
Life just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, it does work that way. Life is what you make.
Life is what you make.
Yeah, life is what you make. So for me, instead of going to go spend money on a lavish wedding and go spend 50
No,
grand
that I can agree with.
on a wedding.
I think
listen,
the ring is an investment into the relationship.
Hold on, it's not an investment into the relationship. You know what's an investment into a relationship? If you and that person buy some property together that you have, is a rental property, or you start a business together, that's investment because y'all working together every day to make decisions.
I'm not against what you're saying. I'm just listen.
To spend $80,000 on a wedding, $30,000.
I'm not.
$50,000 on a wedding.
I'm not big. I'm
not
big on the 100,000-200,000 on a wedding. I'm just telling you that. Look, the reality of the situation. People have this thing now where it's like, oh, why buy a ring? Oh, why buy this? Because you could spend it on investments and stocks. That's not. Look, bro. Life is about balance. Yes, it's great to get investment properties. Yes, it's great to make investments. But at the end of the day, also, look, sometimes you just want to blow some fucking bread, and it may be on an engagement ring for your woman.
For me,
and it's not even blowing. I think that's also an investment into the relationship.
I feel like the investment is a relationship, and that's why probably some marriages don't last now. Because before, back in the day, relationships and marriages based on investing into the marriage. We keep investing in things that doesn't have any value.
Me personally, bro, I would want to buy my woman a nice ring.
Yeah, you could buy a nice ring for $10,000. You could buy a nice ring
No,
for
I didn't say 10,000. 10,000 is 10,000 is cool for a nice ring.
That's a respectable number. But when you spending $30,000, $40,000 on a ring.
But at the end of the day, if I could afford it, I'll buy my woman a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000
I'm not telling you couldn't afford it. But if somebody's going back to your math, somebody's making $100,000, right? You still got to make the $100,000, still pay the bill, still get the wedding. That you're gonna be in the red before you know it. So why not put money that y'all can go build something off and go buy anything you want? You always can go back and renew your vows and go get another ring when you get to your success, where you want to be at, together. That's all I'm saying. So, I don't know if I'll spend that type of bread on all that. You know what I mean? I think you could buy a decent ring for a woman anywhere between $10 to $20,000. And if you ain't got it like that, you could get a decent ring from somebody for at least $5 or something like that. If you in that bracket.
Or find a crackhead that was roaming a nice neighborhood.
Yo, it's something wrong with you, man.
Yo.
Go find a crackhead. Yo, what's wrong with you, my dude? Yo, Fritz, how much you gonna spend on your ring?
I want to get a nice ring. So,
30,000?
I'm not putting no cap on it.
Thank
if
you.
I see something that's nice for my lady, because it's a representation of me.
Thank you. I totally agree.
You know what's so funny?
But I agree with what you're saying, though.
You know what's so funny? When you broke and you ain't got no bread, that's gonna be a representation of you too. If you had that property that you had some money coming in
But
off
you know
of,
what's funny, though, Styles?
you know what I mean?
But you know what's funny? No matter what the circumstance, because of the person that you are, you're gonna always go
You're always
above
gonna
and
figure it
beyond,
out.
and you're gonna figure it out. And knowing you, I know that's what you would do. So it's like, what makes the difference if we see a woman that we love and we want to make her feel special?
I'm blowing some bread on my baby.
Listen.
It is what it is.
I hear you. That sounds
But I
good.
agree with what you're saying.
That sounds
And
good.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with
To
you.
me, it sounds good. I just hate putting out expectations. I think a lot of times, people that's on social media or people that's on celebrities, they put these expectations on these families, right? You see a lot of people living their life because of what they see on this phone, right? And I love to give a real depiction of like, yo, go out there and build. Y'all young. Don't go out there and go kill yourself over no ring. Build a unity between you and your woman. Like
I do
wanna,
too, but there's a balance, bro.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
just want
balance
to
with it all.
I just think we gotta have the balance again. So I'm putting the balance in the world that somebody gotta say it's okay.
This is
because there's enough of the other shit.
But this is what I want to say. I just need people to understand that there's two sides to exactly what you're saying. Like, you're absolutely right. Yes, you should invest and have investment properties. You should invest in stocks. You should, not just put your money in a savings account, but does that mean that you should do it with every single dollar? No, because that's also not living. Like, bruh, there's a balance to it. Like, yes, you should take a percentage of whatever you make and you should invest it, but there is a percentage that you should also take and what makes you happy. And guess what? And if buying my woman a beautiful ring makes me happy, and I'm not
saying that. I just feel like you can get a beautiful ring for like 10, 15 grand.
Yeah, but maybe you're beautiful and my beautiful are two totally different things.
So let's go here. Let's go here. So what would you tell your younger self? Something you would tell your younger self now. Because see, my experience, I would tell myself, my younger self, what I know now, something totally different. And it's more about financial literacy. You talking to a dude, I don't want to like to say that I blew millions of dollars, but I ran through millions of dollars.
I ran through
right?
millions of dollars
so,
as well.
Running through millions of dollars tells me, when I'm speaking to somebody young, it's like, yo, listen, diversify your portfolio.
But
right?
once again, it has to go. See, and this is what I mean about being realistic. And social media has us not being. Yo, bro, the truth of the matter is, you're where you are mentally because of the fact that you blew money in the past. Wait, hold on. You have to blow money to know money, bro. And wait.
That's a fucking lie. I'm where I'm at because there was nobody to put me on. I'm where I'm at because nobody around me made the type of money I was making.
I'm going to tell you what my brother used to tell me when I was
That's
young.
why I'm at.
Hold on, bro.
Nobody pulled me by the coattail and said, yo, shorty, don't do that.
Somebody tried that. I had two older brothers.
Well, I ain't had that,
Fritz, you used to come to my crib as a youngin', and Bruno was preaching that shit into our ears all day long. But you know what my brother also used to say? I'm also aware that there are things that I cannot teach you with words. You're going to have to make mistakes. You're going to have to bump your head. You're going to have to fall to learn these things because you're not going to be able to learn it from just me telling you. And this is what I mean by you got to blow money to know money. Wait. And I'm going to say this. And this is the same reason. Yo, bro, look. I'm at a point in my life where I don't blow bread like that. You know why? Because I've been blowing bread since I was a teenager, bro. There's a lot of dudes who never really had money. And that's why they get a windfall at 40, 50 years old and they blow it. Because
So
they've never been through that
So
experience.
let me say this. That's not how I operate. Me, I'm a person that take direction well. I've always been that way. So if I
How many times I told you to shut the fuck up and you kept talking?
Yo, listen. Well, fuck this nigga in 2 seconds. I'm gonna bust this nigga whole ass in. But like I said,
Sorry, Zaria. I just had to say it.
Nah, it's all good. Yo, what? I take direction well. So for me, if I had somebody that was put me on,
Tico, he take direction well?
I take direction very well.
Yo, Tico, he take direction well?
A word, Tico's like that. It's like that, Tico. Anyway, if I had somebody that came to me with some real game, if I had one of my uncles that was older, like my uncle passed away. He was like genius when it came to a lot of shit. If I felt like he was around me and said, "Yo, Tariq, do this,"
Styles, I don't agree because I think there's a lot of things your mother told you
Nah,
and older
she
people in your life told you that you went
You
against.
can't, but how you not gonna agree for my life?
I'm just asking you.
This nigga's
So
crazy.
you're telling
I
me.
didn't disagree with.
So you're telling me that everything your mother tried to tell you to do, you did in life. Be honest. Let's keep it 100. I'm just asking
I'm
you.
not telling you everything. No.
And I'm
None
not.
of us
Wait,
do
wait.
everything.
And I'm
What
not.
saying
And
to
I'm not faulting you
I'm
because
telling-
that's just the
Hold on,
characteristic
listen.
of being young,
Nah,
bro.
but it's not.
You
That's
don't
not-
listen.
That's not.
You think you know
that's
it all.
Not everybody though. Just like now, you old and still don't listen. What I'm trying to tell you.
I do what I
is-
want.
Yo, okay, you still don't fucking listen. Like I said, once again, I was searching. I remember going to even the CPA that I had at the time that was the greatest CPA. Like, yo, listen, how can I invest my money? Like, I want to figure out
So the CPA didn't tell you?
Nah, you know what he told me at the time? I think I may have had like maybe about $300,000 in the bank. He was like, yo, you don't have enough. But he was dealing with niggas like Eminem and 50 Cent that had millions of dollars that he was putting in stocks and shit like that. I didn't.
So somebody had to tell you not to blow the money. That's what you're telling me.
No, time out. But at that time, had somebody said, yo, put $1,000 on Apple, that was in the 90s. That was in the early 2000s, B. If somebody told me, yo, you could put this money here, or we could do this, or buy this property, right? I remember, like I think I told the story on this show before. I ain't gonna go into the whole story. I met a kid that was producing. His father made him take his earnings from his publishing and bought property in Atlanta. Son, I remember going to this nigga crib, and I'm like, yo, he ain't produced all these big ass records. Like, his crib was the size of my block. And I couldn't believe it. But somebody
Why you couldn't believe it?
I never seen a nigga at that age, my age at that time, that had a crib the size, not size of my house.
You need to get out of East New York.
The size of my block. We was in our 20s. I never seen nobody have a crib the size of my block, bro, at that age. So somebody took him by the hand and showed him the way. I didn't have that. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying that's not the way life works.
Well, it worked out for that motherfucker.
9 times out of 10, that isn't the way life works. Like, you got to figure it out on your own. We both know this. Unfortunately, this is the way it goes for us. You got to figure it out. You understand what I mean?
But it's unfortunate we don't just have financial literacy. I wish if I could go back and tell myself younger, I would tell myself, because I think I was responsible with the money. I put money, but I just put money back into one thing. I had the music, I had the studio, 80 grand here, 100 grand here, 50 grand here, 20 grand. I just kept putting it back in one thing. I never diversified and say, yo, let me put some over here. So when music stopped coming.
So you need to diversify your bonds, nigga.
Man, I need to do something, bro.
That was Wu-Tang on the Dave Chappelle show.
I don't know what it was. I need to do something with that bread, bro. That's what I would tell my younger self.
Right.
Anything you would tell your
Let me
younger
see,
self?
what would I tell my younger self? You know what's so crazy? What I would tell my younger self is realize your potential. Because ever since I was a kid, bro, everybody around me saw my potential, but I never saw it. I never really saw my potential. And the crazy thing is, once I realized my potential, I was unstoppable, bro. I was unstoppable. And I think I believe that a lot of times so many people around us tell us that we're talented. They tell us we're special. But there's just that thing in us that, the thing about talent, the crazy thing about talent is that when you're the one that possesses it, you'll never see it. Right? Because it comes to you naturally. Right? And everyone's looking at you like what you're capable of is so amazing because they're not capable of it. But because it comes so easy to you, you see it as nothing.
You 100% right in that too. And once again, that's what we opposite at. So many people told me that, yo, you ain't gonna be shit, right? Nah, seriously. But for me, that made me want to go harder and prove everybody like I'm not gonna be like the rest of y'all. I'm gonna be something with myself. I desperately tried to find outlets so I can be something greater than what I saw or people who said that I couldn't be. My naysayers. But I do agree with you because as I start figuring out who myself was as a man, you know, I can hear Teddy in my ear. Styles, whatever you think is easy for you is not easy for everybody else. Stop just giving away everything that you just got. Because I would just give away and be like, yo, that's easy. All I got to do is make this phone call. No, people that make that phone call, they charge $10,000 to make that phone call. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy for everybody. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, but it's just a call, bro. I just told this dude to do this, and this happened. Yeah, but he just made $100,000. You made nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn that later on in life. But yeah, for me, I always wanted to be the opposite of what everybody thought I could have been. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
Real quick, so I was laughing because my mother been getting on me. She gets on me every time I hang up the phone, right? I'll be like, yo, Mom, I'll call you right back. And she tells me, I'll talk to you next week. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Well, every time you tell me you're going to call me back, I always tell you, no, you're not. Like, stop lying to me. Like, what are you talking about?
So, my thing is, you know, I started thinking of it. I said, yo, how many times as black people we tell somebody, yo, I'm going to be there in 5 minutes. We don't get there till like 45 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? So how many things as black folks that we say sometimes that we really don't mean? Yo, I'm going to pay you tomorrow.
Bruh. Black people, when they want to get off the phone, they be like, yo, let me call you right back. I got to close the refrigerator. You be like, what? Yo, let me call you back. My shoes is on the cupboard. Like,
yo, we say the damnedest thing, but we got the craziest excuses. I think I be wanting to call people back, though.
you be wanting to call people back?
Like, it's just that I get caught up. Like, yeah, I'm going to call you right back. That don't mean that I didn't mean to call you right back. I'm going to call you. Give me 2 seconds. Or she be technical. You said 2 seconds. That was 2 hours.
That's why I don't give a time frame. I don't give a time. I just be like, yeah, I get back at you. That's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll be like, I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes. And then...
No, you be like, I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back. And it's funny because every time you say it, I'll be like, no, you're not.
Oh, you definitely be telling me. But I'll be calling you back still.
No. 2 days later?
Nigga, I talk to you every day, damn day. We talk about 2 days later, man.
Not as of lately.
E, you got any habits like that, anything like that?
He must be seeking a female or something, occupying his time. That's why he's not calling
Moe
me.
Styles, right?
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with a female.
Yeah, okay.
It has what female?
I don't know.
Nah, ain't no
Won't you
female.
tell us?
Yeah, please.
Yo, Mo, you're not gonna start with female. We can start, B. We can start. Matter of fact, let's go on to other news. I don't know what's going on in the world right now. I see Russia and China is teaming up financially. They got together with Brazil and Saudi Arabia, and I seen that Russia, I think, spent like $20 billion to pull Kenya out of debt in Africa.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it was $2 billion.
It's $2 billion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's
$2 billion.
Okay, cool. And I don't know what's happening. You know, they trying to create their own currency, which I don't know if there's anything wrong with that, but I know if another currency become as powerful as the U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollar could go down, and that makes things worse for us at the same time.
I watched something. I don't know how true it is, but I was watching something where they said that this is all propaganda, and it's being put out there just to create fear. Because they said that the truth of the matter is that the U.S. does so much trade with these other countries that none of them can really exist without the U.S.'s.
I think,
and it's not just the trade, but the U.S. also pumps so much aid into a lot of these countries that they're saying that a lot of them.
I think that could be crazy too, right? Because I remember, I want to say in the 70s or the 80s. I remember my pops. You know, my family from Jamaica. And,
Are they?
Whatever, man. So I remember I think that's the scare factor the U.S. may put people in sometimes. They tell them, you know, you need us to trade. I remember when the West Indian Islands, all of them had got together. They said they was going to trade bauxite, sugar cane, fruits, vegetables, and stuff like that between each other, and you know, so they could, you know, build up their own economy. And the U.S. basically told them, like, look, put embargoes on them, like, yo, no, you're not. You're not doing that. You're not selling nothing to nobody. You're not selling nothing to nobody else. Dumping out so you know. I don't know what just happened. The U.S. said, yeah, you better stop talking about us. But anyway, let me just finish this real quick, US. Just give me a minute. Let me finish. This book bag just fell. I don't know if y'all seen it or not. But yeah, they had stopped them in the 70s from trading. And it wasn't that they needed them to trade. They could have made their own financial freedom with these islands.
Yeah, but
the U.S. go into places sometimes and tell people like, nah, they need us. All those other countries, they can trade with each other.
But this is
they don't need us to trade.
This is what you don't understand with the U.S.'s tactics, bro. The U.S. doesn't wait for the problem to be created.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they've been doing with black people for a very long time, bro. They won't even let us take that first step towards independence, even though that first step isn't a threat to them. They're gonna extinguish it from the jump, bro.
Because can USA really do that? This is different though, right? This is different than Omar Gaddafi and then when they tried to do it in Africa.
Uh-huh.
It's different because now you got two foreign powers who have nuclear weapons that can really go to war with you, especially if they get together. Like,
but what's the reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, yes, China's a superpower, Russia's a superpower, but are they superpowers in comparison to the U.S.? Not to that degree, bro. I think that we don't understand on how big a scale that the U.S. has the world locked down.
I agree with you. Only thing I disagree with, I think, if you go to world, I think the USA will blow up everything.
Yeah, yo, brother, U.S. will blow up the entire world before they let anybody. Yo, the U.S. is on some real BS, bro. The U.S. is like, listen, we all gonna die. Point blank, period. Like,
I want world love. I wish we all could get along. What I want to say is, I wish Africa. I think Africa could be one of the strongest countries out there. And I wish
too many people, too many hands in that pot.
Not country. We had one of the strongest continents.
Too many hands in that pot. Though.
But I think it's too much. It's too many countries in Africa.
That's why I said too many hands in that pot.
If they was one, keep us divided, and that's what the problem is. If we're not divided and they was more together, I think Africa could be, because they got all the natural resources to make things happen. So I don't know what's going on. Politics ain't really my thing, but. That's just
life is a Jay-Z verse, politics as usual.
Yeah, that's just my thoughts on that, and I had to bring it up because it's showing it's out there, and pop culture and people concerned. People ask me about it. I'm like, I don't know what they doing with this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Also, on some political stuff, I see that two things. I see that Trump. They say he's gonna get arrested this Tuesday.
They've been saying that.
Oh no, I seen the Secret Circuit. I was watching it on.
I saw that. No, I saw that they said that they got the indictment,
so they don't have to do a perp walk or nothing like that. They working in conjunction to make sure that he go in. Some people were saying that the Democrats are rigging the election by getting them having a felony. I don't know if you still be president.
As of what I've heard is that he could be in. Wait, they say he could be in jail and still govern from jail as president, which is weird.
Listen, man, we don't know on Brooklyn Boys Radio. We gotta get some of those.
Yeah, we don't know. I also heard rumors about him fleeing the country, so I don't know how true that is.
And I did heard that even if he went to jail, Secret Services would still have to perform their duties because
yeah, because he's a president, he's a past president,
for the rest of his life. So I don't know how that happened. Also, on some political joint, I see in New York City, a New York City judge just was let go.
Was fired.
Yeah, because he had an OnlyFans page and his pictures were kind of risque.
Wow.
I don't know why you care. Me personally.
Didn't you say you wanted to start?
I want to do OnlyFans for my feet or something, my nigga. But I don't know why would you care. Like, does it make you less moral because you're a judge, or does it make you more relatable to what's happening in the times? Like, why he not doing nothing illegal?
I think it's all BS, and the reason I say it's all BS. Because we all know these politicians do a lot of immoral stuff, right? So in front of the cameras, they act squeaky clean. When the truth is, we know behind closed doors, they're the dirtiest people in the world. And it's all BS, bro. It's like they say, it's playing politics, right? It's keeping that clean face, even though your hands is dirty, bro. Like, it's all BS, man.
I saw a crazy story. Well, it was a good story, heartfelt story. It was with Jess Hilarious. Big up Jess Hilarious.
Is Jess hilarious?
Big up to Jess Hilarious. It was I don't know what it was, but it was something. It was a talk, like they was doing, like having a conversation. Her son looked like a young man, looked like maybe about 10 years old, maybe and her son's father. And, you know, the son they asked him, what would you like daddy to do better? You know what I'm saying? And the son was basically saying on some like, yo, I would love him, you know, to take us away, like he said, and spend more time with me and whatever. And the father had went and, you know, he explained to the son, like, yo, I would love to do that. But if I had to be honest, basically, this year just been a hard year for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I think he had a sister, he said, not that I don't want to take y'all away or do what I said I was going to do. It just...
Life is all about ups and downs,
It's been
man.
hard. And he, you know, he kind of, you know, started crying in front of his son. His son cried, he started crying with his son, you know, and they hugged, they had a moment. And, you know, that honesty, just as a father, to say, yo, that I ain't got it, it's probably one of the hardest things you probably could do to your kid. You know what I'm saying? To look your kid in the face and know your kid's in need of something. And I tell you all the time on here, just recently with my daughter, when she went to college, like, my pockets was low at the time. I had literally had to go to FedEx and get a job, B. And I haven't worked in 20-some years of regular job, especially doing...
I remember, because I ordered something for FedEx just so you could deliver it to me.
I wasn't on that side of Brooklyn, bro.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I was never on your side.
You were.
I wasn't on your side of
I
Brooklyn.
done met you on Myrtle a couple of times.
Nah, you never met me in no FedEx. I was
Yo,
never-
bro, you don't remember that time I met you right by Fort Green Park?
Yeah, but I wasn't in I didn't deliver there. I delivered
Oh.
by the Jews and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Like, yeah. I was probably trained over there at that time.
That's why I ain't see you when I ordered that package.
Yeah, but I had to work at FedEx for 6 months to get this because I couldn't tell my baby that I couldn't pay for college. Be like I had to
Of
go.
course. As a man, you do what you got to do, man.
As a man, you got to do what you got to do. So that for me was like heartfelt to see, you know, a man do that. And I told you before on the show, I remember when back in like 2008, around when the stock market crashed, and my money was crazy back then. My house was in foreclosure. My daughter was coming home from school every day, and she was going, "Daddy, you here again?" Yo, Fritz, that shit, it used to piss my soul, Mo.
Of course.
And it pissed my soul so much, I used to run to the church to go clean the church. Just I had somewhere to be.
Just so she wouldn't see you.
So she wouldn't see me and think something was wrong. Like I couldn't.
And I just want to say this, man, to the ladies.
That's crazy.
I just want to say this to the ladies out there in the world. You know, they say that a lot of our homes are fatherless, right? And yes, you know, a portion of that is because some men don't want to fulfill their responsibilities as dads, but a lot of times also, man, you have men who aren't able to provide, and they may be going through something financially. And because of that, they're embarrassed, right? They're embarrassed because, you know, when they come, like, they can't tell you that they don't got it because, you know, y'all don't allow them to be human. And a lot of times y'all tell them they're not men, they're not this. So what happens is they step away to try to get back on their feet. And then when they finally do get back on their feet, they've been gone for so long that they're embarrassed to even come back. And in no way am I making excuses for it. And in no way am I saying, and in no way am I saying that makes it okay. But I need y'all to understand that, yo, we're human, man. We have feelings.
Yo, but you know, we saw propaganda. So I just saw the other day. I don't know if you've seen this. I think I sent it to you. The CDC came out with a number that said that in black homes, black men,
Oh, the most involved fathers. I know that. I know that.
And between Latinos and
Yo,
whites
bro,
and other groups, we spend the most money.
The narrative of the deadbeat black father is a myth.
Put more money into our children.
Yo, bro, it's a myth.
Oh yeah, I'm just.
It's a myth.
I've never seen that. The CDC just.
No, I've been peeped that. I've read so many articles about the myth of the black deadbeat father. It's not true.
Yeah, so. And you know, so funny.
And wait, and let me tell you this, because this is how they calculate it. Where we are at in high percentages is that when they say a lot of fatherless homes, what they're referring to is homes that the father does not live in. So a lot of us are co-parenting. A lot of us, mothers and fathers, are not together. So what happens is when they say we have a high percentage of fatherless homes, they're talking about fathers that don't live in the home.
I want to tell you what the CDC said on the report. They say even in those homes that don't have the father in the
homes, yeah, but the father's still involved.
The father still participates. And
yes.
Black families, they still put up more, give kids more money
more
financially.
involvement. But what I'm
Yeah.
telling you is,
I
when
never knew that. I just saw
when
that
people
I just
hear
saw that
high
other day.
percentage of fatherless homes, they think that means the father is not involved. When what that means is that the father does not live within the home with that child.
And like I told you before, and I'll leave it here again. I told somebody, like I tell people all the time, I don't know dudes that don't take care of their kids.
Nope.
Fritz just walked
Fritz
in
here with his daughter.
With his daughter. You just came in, just
E-
leaving your daughter.
E
You know what I'm
came,
saying?
yeah,
Like-
E came to my crib yesterday with his daughter.
Like, so, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I got a better question for you, too. Just to piggyback off of that. So, is it okay if you're dating to say to a woman that you're dating and you go through a financial spell, yo, I just ain't got it. Like, we got to.
What do you mean if it's okay?
Yeah.
That's your responsibility to be transparent, bro. And if she's not okay with that, then she can go on her merry
I think you
way.
should be able to tell a woman, yo, look, I gotta cook tonight. We staying in the crib and we gonna cook food and we gonna do a Netflix and chill, or we could do a picnic in the park. Or
And I think you should look, man. I think at some point you got to test if the connection is real. You understand? I'm a strong believer in. I don't want a woman to deal with me if I'm a sure bet. She has to gamble on something, bro. Because what woman wouldn't be with you if you're a sure bet? It's nothing to think about. You get where I'm coming from? So at the end of the day, like, no, I'm worth gambling on.
oh no, I hear you, and I totally agree with you. I think it should be perfectly fine if you're a man to say to a woman like, yo, and especially if you're a man that's always taking care of your business, or just like a woman wants me to believe in her, I need her to believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Just like she want me to come in her world and make her life better, I need her to come in my life and make my life better. You know what I'm saying? I need a partner. I need a helpmate. I want somebody that I can come and make better, and I want somebody that I can go. They can come into my life and help make my situation better. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's gonna be times that's up and down. I don't care if you got millions of dollars. You might be lacking in emotion, or you might need some type of other support. We should be able to support each other through anything. So for me, if you don't have it as a man, it should be okay. It should be a safe space to say you don't have it. Just like we make it safe for a woman to say, yo, I ain't got it. Or sometimes we don't even make it a safe space for a woman to say she don't got it, because she ain't got to say it. We just take care of it.
Nope, we just take care of it.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think there should be spaces where women can say certain things to us too as men. And, be there for us as men to see, when they see, like, we ain't moving a certain way.
Yo, bro, you know what's so crazy? And that's where we differ, because once a woman is lacking, a man feels it's his responsibility to pick up that slack. Like a woman, like once a woman, if she ain't got it, I don't know, the man just automatically, like, nah, ma, I got you. Don't worry about it. Like, at no point does a woman say, I don't got it, and the man goes, damn, this means I shouldn't be with her.
Experiences is different, though, so we have to give them that. Some women, some dudes just ain't good for nothing. They just not gonna do it. It's just, and I think the problem is sometimes with us, our crew, our core people that we around every day, that's how we are, right? So it's hard to see the other side when you go, yeah, he didn't do what or that. You know what I'm saying? It's strange to us. We're not built that way. But I don't know men that built like that. You know what I'm saying? I've heard of plenty of stories.
I have too.
So, you know what I mean? I just think we should be helpers to one another. Whether we in a relationship or we in a marriage, if we decide to be with that person, it should be, we should help one another with certain things. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, I did see this last thing I want to bring up real quick. I saw this woman who was talking about, which was kind of, I don't even understand why she said it, but I just, I saw it on DL Hughley page, and basically a woman was saying that a man is weak if he takes care of another man's child. Like, so if you're going in stepfather to another kid, another child, like, you're weak.
I think, and this is the problem with social media, because everybody shouldn't have a voice.
Have a voice, right?
So serious.
I didn't know what she was talking about. I thought it was kind of crazy for somebody to say, I come from a step pops.
I don't even want to acknowledge that stupidness with an opinion.
Yeah, but listen, some people out there that think like that. So I want to make sure people understand. And I've been in relationships where I had to be a father to somebody else, or a stand-in for somebody else because their father wasn't there. So
and I don't even think of that. I don't even think of that as a stand-in. Let me tell you. You know what's so crazy? I had a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He had dealt with a woman, and she had a child from a previous relationship, and he had been in that child's life since that child was 3 months old. And I remember we had went away, and every time he would refer to this child. Now at that time, I think that child was like 4 years old, and he had been in this child's life for 4 years. You know, and him and the mom were basically like engaged, you know, ready to get married and all of that. And every time he referred to the child, he referred to the child as a stepchild. You know, and it kind of stuck out to me. And I remember sitting there and having this conversation with him, and I was like, yo, bro, you know, this child is 4 years old. You do realize that in that child's eyes, you're her father.
The father was around or wasn't?
No, father wasn't around. In that child's eyes, you're her father. You get where I'm coming from? And that child is going to get to a point where they get to an age where they're going to be able to recognize that you're referring to them as your stepchild, and that's going to hurt.
But I
you
think
know,
a lot of people do that. Even people do that with brothers and sisters.
I know. But listen to what I'm saying. And I think what gave him the most clarity was when I said to him, I said, do you understand that anything God gives you is yours? Has nothing to do with blood, has nothing to do with biology, bro. If God gave you that, it is yours.
No, I agree. I agree with you. So two things with that. A couple of different things. A couple of things step out to me. So with my stepfather now, right? Like my stepfather, I call him Pops now. You know, I call my dad and I call him Pops. Because at some point in my life, he was more than a stepfather to me. So I don't go, yeah, that's my stepdad. I'll be like, oh, that's my pop. So you know what I'm saying? So that changes things too, right? So also having a daughter who has a stepfather, he calls, when I see him outside or he introduces me, like, oh, that's my daughter. He calls my daughter his daughter, right? So in the beginning, I would tell you, like, your daughter, like, her father right here. You know what I'm saying? And
but you've matured.
Yeah, but as I matured, it doesn't bother me because it's both of our daughters. You know what I'm saying? She's my daughter, as well as she's his daughter, because he takes care of him. He takes care of her and does his part in their household, as he should. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't bother me. But I always had a problem even growing up when people be like, "Oh, that's my stepsister, or my stepbrother." Nah, that's just my brother. Like,
yo, bro, we got friends that we were so close where we called our cousins, bro. So you understand what I'm saying? So I just don't understand. Listen, bro.
People try to make me his brother, and he still ain't my brother.
Look, my youngest daughter, she has 2 older brothers, and even though me and her moms ain't together, like, bro, like, her older brothers still call me for advice. We still chop it up. We still kick it like son, those are like my children. You understand where I'm coming from? And at the end of the day, if they ever needed something, bro, like, there's no difference. I just feel, to be honest with you, I think it's the opposite of what it's saying, of what she's saying. I think it makes you more of a man to be able to love a child that isn't yours, like they're your own, bro. Because the truth is, all children are innocent, bro. You know, and when we go back to the village mentality, every child within the village was yours. You understand what I'm saying? So this whole selfish ass mentality of if we're not connected biologically, like, nah, I don't believe in that.
You know, so funny, right? For me, any kid that come around, they
exactly
equal to me,
bro.
Right, so we could be, it could be a house.
Your daughter's my daughter.
Yes,
his daughter's my daughter.
So
like,
it could be, we could be in here right now, and we all out. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna just take care of mine.
Hell no.
I gotta take care of everybody.
Hell yeah.
That's how we move. I don't know if that's an American thing or like a Caribbean thing, because like in Caribbean,
I don't think it's a Caribbean thing. I think it's just a man thing.
Yeah, bro. That's how I move. Like I don't look at the kids differently. Like they just kids. It's no separating the kids.
I just like I said, children are innocent, bro. Like, children are the everlasting constant of love, and I just don't understand how you can separate that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. You know, so you're telling me that I'm gonna come into the home, and because my child has brothers and sisters, and I'm gonna just totally disregard them? Like, that doesn't make sense.
But some
to
people
me.
do that, and even in some women, they do that too, where their kid is they matter. Like the last relationship I was in, the stepmom will always make sure that her kid had, and not the.
But those are selfish people.
Yeah, I don't know how you like. For me, they all gotta eat. Like I don't know how grown people have beef with kids. Like,
let's go.
Why you care about a kid?
But let's go beyond children. Like, once again, I think that has to do with your education, because with us, forget the kids. That's how we move. if I'm ordering food, bro, I'm asking everybody what y'all
You wanna
want.
eat.
You want to stay and I don't care if you got money or whether, bro. I didn't ask you do you have money? What do you want? Like, you understand? I'm not eating unless everybody around me is there. Like
I get
point
you.
blank period. I mean, I'm not your greedy ass because a lot of times I seen you ain't give me nothing.
You know the first time, I ain't gonna tell you my first experience with this nigga with food. And that shit still, to this day, let me know who this nigga was.
Yo,
The first time I had some food, I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember what the hell you talking
First time
about.
I had some Fritz. First time I had some food, I had 3 pieces of chicken. Right? I had 3 pieces of chicken. I had
This
2
dude
wings.
is really about to tell a story
Yeah,
about some chicken.
I had 3 pieces of chicken. I had 2 wings, the little wings, and had a big piece of breast. So I walked past him. He go, ooh, chicken. I said, you want some?
I said, ooh, chicken?
Yeah, he's like, ooh, chicken. Right? I said, why, you want some? So he said, yeah, let me get one. So I opened the box, and I said, here, you can have one. The nigga took my breast, son. I said, yo, let me ask you a question, bro. Why
Yo,
would you...
he said, do you want some?
I
I
said
don't
to-
remember this.
Hold
But
on.
he said,
Time out. I said to this man...
and I probably did it on purpose, too.
And I
by
said
the
to
way.
this man, why would you take my biggest piece of chicken? Like, I said, yo, I knew from that day he was selfish. I said, yo, why would you take, I offered you a piece of chicken. Why would you take the biggest piece of chicken?
Yo.
I never understood why you took my big piece of chicken.
I
yo.
probably did it on purpose, to be honest with you.
Yo, that story would go down. If niggas ask me who Mo was, he gonna take your biggest piece of chicken. Make sure you give him the piece of chicken that you want to give him. Don't give him a choice on the chicken in your plate, B.
Oh my God. I don't even eat chicken. That's the crazy
Yeah,
thing.
back then you ate mad chicken. You was a foul eater. Yo, this guy crazy, B. You couldn't believe he ate my chicken, so I was so angry, B. I said, yo, why
This
would
guy
you...
was angry over some chicken. You hear this?
You took the big... Yo, you know how you got the big dookie chicken, like the big chicken breast, and the 2 small wings? It was like Popeyes or something. You know Popeyes always got the small wings. And they got the injected breast that they give you. This nigga took my breast, B! Couldn't believe it. But listen, man. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. Don't give Mo none of your chicken. If you had a piece of fish, you're gonna take the biggest piece of fish.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Brooklyn Boys Radio.
He gonna take the whole fish and leave you with the 2 shrimp. Cause he don't eat chicken no more. So that's what he gonna do. He gonna take the whole salad and leave you with the tomato.
Shout out to the Wood Steezy.
Tico! What's up to my boy E Legendary? E Legendary, could we please have this episode edited on time? Cause you bring this episode on Wednesday, it's gonna be a problem. I'm just letting you know.
My man, D Warbucks in the house with
Big Fritz.
Zaria.
Big Fritz and baby girl over there playing on her phone, act like she don't know nobody here, but it's all good. Yo, we enjoyed y'all this week. Make sure you like and subscribe and
Like, subscribe, and share.
and tell a friend to tell a friend.
And
man.
leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment. Y'all left a lot of comments last week, B.
No, they didn't. They left 6.
That was like over 10 last week.
Was it? We need more comments,
We need
because
more
10 ain't
comments.
enough.
It ain't enough. It ain't enough.
Come on, man. Y'all gave us 60,000 views. First part 1 of the Money and Violence reunion, and the next episode after. It's like, yo, come on. Stop playing
We
with us,
gotta do
man.
better, B.
We gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better.
And look, we see the time, E Legendary.
Yo, it's time.
Oh, we on time. Bring that clock every week, cause Mo looking at the clock. Love y'all. We out.
Brooklyn, out.